So today we're going over some body lock passing, specifically what to do when they're posting on your knee, making it difficult to get into a full half guard. So we're going to start out with a seated opponent. From here, I'm just going to look to take an inverted grip on my opponent's ankle with my right hand. The second hand is going to look to come up to the collar, and from here I'm just going to threaten running and getting to an angle. Very common reaction you're going to get is people posting on the mat and squaring up. As he squares up, I'm just going to look to bring both elbows back, my head shoots towards the shoulder, I start level changing down and locking my hands. Whenever we have our body lock, we never want to lock directly in the middle. Okay, this narrows my base and makes it easier for him to start sumigation me, and it limits my ability to use my elbow to prevent him from bringing his knee to his chest. So when we lock, we always have one long arm and one short arm. Now from here, I'm just going to use my head to continue driving my opponent's shoulders down towards the mat, and I'm going to look to start sprawling my right hip down to kill his butterfly hook. When he tries to elevate me with that butterfly hook and off balance me now, it's going to be very difficult. From here, I'm actively pinching with my left elbow down on his knee, and I'm just going to start walking out towards my left-hand side to bring his knee down towards the mat. Now from here, I'm just going to start stepping my left leg so that my knee comes over top of his. Very common reaction you're going to get here is people posting inside your knee to prevent you from bringing it down to the mat in the pocket of his hip. Whenever this happens, I'm just going to look to unlock my hands. I'm just going to kind of flick my elbow into his arm, and at the same time, I'm just going to look to take a near side underhook. My head's going to transfer across to the far side, and I'm just going to drop my left knee as my right knee comes up off the mat. Now we're going to stop here and look how to actually pass from half guard in the next move. So we have a seated opponent. We take an inverted grip on the ankle, and we take our collar tie. We circle out to a side to threaten getting an angle. From here, he does a good job of squaring up. As he squares up, elbows come back, head comes into the shoulder, we level change down, we get our long arm and short arm. We use our head to drive his shoulders down to the mat, and we begin sprawling our hip down. When he tries to elevate me with that butterfly hook now, it's going to be very difficult. I actively pinch on his knee with my left elbow, and I walk out towards my left-hand side to get his knee down towards the mat. I take a big step up so that my knee covers his, and from here, our opponent does a good job of posting inside the knee. I'm going to unlock my hands, my elbow's going to flip into his forearm, I'm going to take a near side underhook, my head is going to switch across, left knee's going to drop, and right knee's going to come off the mat. And from here, we'll look at how to actually pass in the next move. So one last time. We have a seated opponent, we take an inverted grip and a collar tie. We threaten getting an angle, he squares up, elbows come back, head comes in the shoulder, we level change down and lock our hands. Now, I start sprawling my right hip, walking out towards my left-hand side. I take a big step up with my left leg so that my knee covers his. He does a good job of posting inside. I flick my elbow into his forearm, I take a near side underhook, and my head switches across. Then from here, we'll look at how to actually finish the pass in the next move. Let's give it a shot. 1, 2, 3.
Get yourself some merch. That's all I'm saying. We got merch. You want it. We got it. Go get it.
So now we're looking at how to actually pass from half guard with a near side underhook. Okay, I showed walking towards the opposite direction as the underhook and thumb posting inside the knee. Then when your opponent does a good job of posting on your knee to prevent you from getting to 3/4 mount, we swim in another underhook so we have double unders, switch our head across, pummel in our own butterfly hook and use that to free our leg and end up in side control.
So this is like a newer system that you've kind of been working on? You didn't use the body lock pass a lot before, right?
Yeah. So I think the only 2 matches I've actually used body lock passing in is the Gabriel Almeida match and the Dante match. So this is something relatively new to my game. You know, I mean, the matches were, 1 to 2 years ago. So I've had a lot more time to develop it. If you guys want, you can start out in the half guard position with a near side underhook and a tight waist like so. So from here, I'm just going to initially lean towards my left-hand side to help me extract my right hand. And then from here, I'm going to drive my forehead to the mat over his shoulder. I'm going to base my hand out like so. Now from here, I'm just going to start walking towards my right-hand side with my legs. And I'm just going to start posting inside my opponent's knee. From here, I'm going to use this to start freeing my knee. Now, a very common reaction you're going to get is people posting on your knee so that you can't get it down to the mat. So from here, I'm just going to look to swim my hand inside. I'm just going to take double unders. Now, I'm going to drive my knee to the mat. As my knee drives towards the mat, I'm going to switch my head across to the other side. Now from here, it's fairly simple to just start tripoding up, inserting a butterfly hook, using it to free our right leg, and then windshield wipering out to the side where we can place our knee on the mat and secure side control. So once again, we start out half guard position. We have our near side underhook and our tight waist. From here, I'm just gonna initially lean towards my left-hand side to help me extract my right hand. Forehead drives to the mat above his shoulder, and I just base my right hand out. Now from here, I just take a series of small steps out towards my right-hand side, and my right hand posts inside of his knee. I try and free my knee and place it on the mat, and he does a good job of posting inside. So we swim our hand inside, and we take double lunges. Now from here, as my knee drives down towards the mat, my head will switch back across to the other side. Now I'm just gonna tripod up, pummel my butterfly hook in, and then just windshield wiper my legs out to the other side. Now from here, just place my knee down on the mat and secure it in. Let's give it a shot. 1, 2, 3.